This episode is sponsored by Day by Day Book, a guided journal that helps you navigate the ups and downs of change while creating a life you love. For more information on the classic, recovery, or teen daybook, go to livedaybyday.com.
Living consciously is an act of courage. In a world designed to distract and disconnect, choosing awareness is revolutionary. It's all about reclaiming your power, your attention, and your life.
Welcome to Journeys Through Change, a podcast that inspires women to let go of the fear and say yes to possibility. I'm your host, Noelle Van, an author, creator, and empowerment coach who spent years in corporate America helping innovators and leaders ride the waves of change with ease and grace. I now work with women to step into change and unleash the power they have to create a life they love. Whether you're contemplating a change in your career, relationship, health, lifestyle, or anything in between, nothing's off the table. I'll be offering up simple insights to help you manage the ups and downs of change and sharing interviews with successful women who took a leap of faith to create the life they knew they were meant to live, sharing their wisdom, advice, and all the juicy lessons they learned along the way. So get cozy in your favorite comfy chair and let's get started.
Today, I wanted to talk briefly about conscious living and what it truly means to live consciously in a world that's always pulling us in 1,000 different directions. So first, let's talk about what conscious living actually is. Conscious living isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. It's about making intentional choices that align with our deepest values, our true selves, and the interconnected world around us. It's about moving through life with purpose, presence, and genuine understanding. Now, a few areas of conscious living I want to highlight are going to kind of help drive this point home and give you a little bit more context. The first is called mindful awareness. So living consciously starts with one fundamental practice, paying attention. Not the kind of attention we give to our smartphones or the endless stream of notifications that we get every day, but a deeper, more intentional awareness. Imagine for a moment your typical day. How much of it do you actually experience? How much of it passes by in a blur of automatic responses, half listened to conversations, and unconscious reactions? Conscious living asks us to wake up, literally and metaphorically. Now, starting off this new year, think about how you can show up differently with your friends, family, and acquaintances. How can you bring your full self to every conversation you have? To really listen, it requires you to remain in a state of curiosity at all times, tuning out all the distractions so you can be there 100% for those around you. Try this out and see if you can feel a difference. When we are truly present, we are serving others on a whole new level. I often feel that as I and those around me get older, it's a far more important thing to savor those moments of connection and really do my part in having more meaningful moments, especially with those I love. Now, the second one is intentional choice. Every single moment is an opportunity for choice. What we eat, what we speak, where we direct our energy, these are all choices that reflect our level of consciousness. I can remember a time when I was deep in my corporate career and everything I did was reactive. My days were a series of responses to external stimuli, emails, demands, and other people's expectations. Now, part of this was due to my job, and being in HR, I needed to be there for people as they needed me. But this became a very, very reactive existence. It took finally leaving this environment as I started my own business to realize that I could take time to choose my responses and select where I was going to put my attention. By creating space between stimulus and reaction, I was allowing myself to direct my energy consciously instead of being at the mercy of others all the time. This was a deliberate mindset shift that had to happen. Now, I can tell you that once you realize the power of choice you have in all areas of your life, you will start to make those significant changes to make your life even better. At first, it feels so new to us, but choice is something we've had all along. It just takes peeling away those layers of false beliefs that we've had over the years that our life is happening to us, not for us. And the reality is you get to choose whatever you want to create in life. Now, the next one is connection and interdependence. Conscious living recognizes we're not isolated beings. We're part of a vast, intricate web of relationships with each other, with nature, and the entire ecosystem of our planet. Now, this doesn't mean you need to become a hermit or completely overhaul your life overnight. It's about small, meaningful shifts. and about asking, how are my choices impacting the world around me? This is a perspective to adopt moving into 2025. If we all can start thinking a bit more about the interconnectedness we have with each other and the world around us, and make our choices based on that, the better off we will all be. Now, lastly, it's continuous learning and growth. Conscious living is a journey, not a destination. It's about remaining curious, humble, and open to new perspectives. And it's also about understanding that we're always evolving and always learning. So when you begin to look at your life and the questions come up around what you want or what is no longer working for you, you're opening yourself up to a more conscious way of living. Take a moment right now and think about what's one area of your life where you could become more intentional, and where could you bring more awareness? Living consciously is an act of courage. In a world designed to distract and disconnect, choosing awareness is revolutionary. It's all about reclaiming your power, your attention, and your life. So this week, I challenge you to practice one moment of pure presence each day. It could be eating a meal without your phone, taking a walk and truly observing your surroundings, or simply having a conversation where you listen more than you speak. Consciousness is a practice, not a destination. Keep showing up, keep being curious, and keep growing. That's it for now. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to the Journeys Through Change podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or really wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us and leave a review if you've enjoyed this episode. And share it with a friend or on social media to spread the good word, so more women like you can find us and join in on the fun. For more information on the podcast or Day by Day book, go to livedaybyday.com.